Hi there. I wanted to go through some neck and a little bit of shoulder massage today. I know that in this time of isolation, and I'm sure, like myself, some of you are missing your massages. So hopefully this little self-massage video can help ease some of the discomfort. I'm actually going to take these off. So get yourself in a comfortable spot and relax your shoulders. Take a nice deep breath. Try and give yourself this time. Let go of all the stress and all the other things that are calling, and just take a nice deep breath. And we're going to start with the neck, and you're going to take a soft fist, and I'm going to give you a couple of different options. We're going to take 3. You're going to find it's just behind your ear, by the mastoid process is what it's called, but I'm going to have you take a soft fist, just your knuckles maybe, and you're going to run your hand down. Now, if this position is not comfortable for you, and you're going to do this 3 strokes from the back, just behind your ear, all the way down to the top of your neck. If this is not comfortable for you, you may want to use this hand and kind of support your arms so that you're not, and use this hand. And you're going to stroke down 3 times. And then move your hand to back a little bit to the base of your neck, and again stroke down 3 times. You may, as you do this, feel little blips or bumps, tender spots. Take note of those tender spots, because we can definitely come back to them. And then do another 3 strokes down the middle, and 3 strokes behind. Now this is the spot that I'm starting at, is right back here behind the ear, and I'm going to come forward to the front. And you can certainly use your knuckles if that feels more comfortable for you. For me, it feels more comfortable to use the pads of my fingers. And as we go here, as we run, we're going to add a little movement to this. As we run our hands down the front, come back up and turn to the same side. Come back up and turn to the same side. Come back up and turn to the same side. And come back up. And I'm tilting my head, I'm realizing. You really want to keep your head neutral, and tilt. Come up and tilt. Come up and tilt. And then come to the back and turn to the same side. Good. We're going to do the same thing on the other side now. Start with a soft fist, down, and you want to try and keep your head in a neutral position. And down. You can also use the opposite hand. For me, it just seems it's a little bit easier to use this hand. And then move your fingers to the back. I don't know if it makes, I can show you this way. And then you're going to come to this spot and then come to the front. This will work on, as we come to the front, these are scalenes and SCM. sternocleidomastoid. And then as we work center line, this is more levator and upper traps. And then as you come to the back, that's more levator. It's definitely upper traps. Okay. Next, we're going to work right at the base of the neck. And that same spot, we're going to start at the same spot and we're going to work to the back. And just stroke. You're stroking, your fingers are sitting right at the base of your skull. And you're moving your fingers all the way to the back till you hit where your spine is, the midline of your spine. You don't want to be rolling over your vertebrae. So 3 strokes to the back. And these 3 strokes are just essentially just to warm up the tissue. And then you can come to the front and turn your head away, and this time your head is moving and your fingers are staying still. And you can use as much or as little pressure as you would like doing this. And this is nice for all those tight muscles that... I'm going to switch sides now. First, do 3 strokes and go to the back. And then come forward and your hand stays still and your head rotates. Try to keep your shoulders relaxed. It's so easy. I'll be the first to say, self-massage is nowhere near as good as having someone else give you a massage. And this is not a substitute. Next, you're going to take 2 hands and start at the front here at your mastoid processes, and you're going to stroke to the back. And then once you get to the back, you're going to just do some nice gentle circles. This is what I'm doing. Let's see if I can spin around here. Nice gentle circles all along the base of the skull. And you're going to work your way forward. And you might feel some tight spots. You might want to spend a little extra time working on, if you find a tight spot, let your fingers kind of sink into that area. You can also kind of spend some time and stop and hold and maybe tuck your chin. That feels pretty nice. You can do one side or you can do the other. I have a tendency, once I find a spot, I like to hold and kind of move and play with it a little bit and see where it can feel is the most tender and where it starts to release. So this is bringing your fingers forward. Now you can also come back, and I'm going to spin around again. Spinous processes, you go back to the spinous processes and let your fingers glide forward. And you want to work segment by segment down till you get to C6, C7, and come forward. And it's really nice to bring both hands. I'll spin around again so you can see where my fingers are. and just glide them forward. Nice. Okay, we're going to end with a little bit of stretching. And first thing is kind of gather up the tissue and tilt your head to the side. I like to, once I'm tilted, look up to the ceiling and then look down to the floor. Look up to the ceiling. And you can certainly, if one direction feels better than another, you can stay and take some nice deep breaths. And then the other side. Keep your head in neutral first, and then find those, gather up your tissue, and then side bend. And once you're there, it should feel pretty good. Take a nice deep breath. And just let the tissue release. You can look up and down, down. Nice. A nice way to finish off the neck work is, I'm going to put both hands up this way. I'm going to interlace my fingers, and I'm really going to use the heel of my hand to squeeze the back of my neck. It's a little challenging. This kind of imitates. You can also use your thumbs. That's what I'm doing. Let me show you here. You can use as much pressure as little pressure. Be careful. These are your thumbs. You know, be mindful. These are tools, and for us, they're tools. And, you know, you don't want to blow out your thumbs trying to do some self-massage, or cause problems with your thumbs during self-massage. So it's nice to soften them out. If you want to get into the neck a little bit, I like to support my arm, but you can do some nice squeezes to warm up the top of your shoulders. And you gotta keep that shoulder relaxed. And it's nice to elevate the shoulder, and you can kind of get in and then let the shoulder relax. And breathe. You can add a little movement. Find the direction that makes the most sense, where you feel some stretch. And let the shoulder relax. Sometimes it's not about pressure. Sometimes it's about finding the right spot and then allowing it to relax. I know people love, they talk about loving deep tissue work, but sometimes just finding the right spot to work feels like deep tissue because there's a lot of sensory input, but it's not that deep at all. It's just that area is tender. So you can use the pads of your hands and kind of rub that tissue. Give it a good squeeze and switch to the other side. Squeeze, squeeze. The squeezing helps warm up the tissue. And then you take your thumb. It's nice to kind of lift your shoulder and do a little side bend. It takes all the slack. And then you can kind of find the tender spots, and go slow, go slower than you think, and see what you feel. And like, I can feel that that's a good spot right there for me. And I'm trying to let my shoulder relax and bring my head back to neutral, and take a few breaths and let that area relax. You can add movement to it. Side bend, look up to the ceiling. Wow, that's a good stretch right there. Whew. And work your way all the way out to the edge of that upper trap. If you can let your arm relax too, that's always a good thing. And squeeze, 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 squeeze. Okay, it's just a little bit of love, a little bit of there. Feels a little looser if you ask me. Hopefully you feel a little looser. So that was just a little bit of neck and shoulder work for today. I'll be back. We'll go through some more. Thank you very much. Be well.